Okay, well, I'm Tim, and so I think the first thing I'll say is that I sign everything your name here. And the reason that I do that is because if you're looking at the bottom of this painting to see who did this and you see your name here, it's like, yep, come on. It's like a call to arms for everybody in here to do something, do some sort of self expression because we all have it and everybody should do it. So that's why I sign like that. So other than that, if you've got questions, ask, because I'm better with answers, like questions and answers than I am like I'm Tim Kerr, blah 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 blah. Because I'd literally be the first person in the crowd going, "Who the fuck are you? Like what?" Like, so anyway, what do you want to know? So what do you want to know? Like house paint, acrylic, just found every. Like, it used when I first started. Like I've been doing art and music since before elementary school, and literally like I just have always done it. And then when the band stuff started, everything kind of shifted this way, and I was still doing art, but I wasn't doing really big pieces or anything like that or murals and uh and then probably early 2000s. Like in the 90s, a bunch of the graffiti kids and BMX kids and a lot of the people like that kind of did what we did with the music, where what they did was like, well, we can't show here. They're not letting us show here. We're going to do this over here. If you want to come, come on. And that's how all these indie galleries started up and got going. And at some point, some of them were just like, oh, wait a minute, get Tim. He does art kind of thing. And they all thought, in a way, they thought they were doing what we were doing with the music. And for a little bit, I couldn't figure out why they weren't. And then I realized what it was is that art, for some reason, most people all hold their cards so freaking close. It's ridiculous. Like they don't, you don't have a friends wall or something, or just like, oh, you do art, put it up here, kind of type thing. So I kind of started doing that when it was, just my show. This is kind of different because Bruce had asked me and stuff. But so anyway, I realized that's not what's going on, and so started painting again, started doing more people that inspired me because I realized with people coming up to me because of the bands that all of us in this room inspire somebody at some point. And somebody literally can see the Sonic Youth shirt, go buy that tomorrow. You just influenced somebody, like, and you didn't even know who. And that's kind of what happened with the bands because I didn't we just were doing what we were doing, right? So anyway, started painting again and just started. I wasn't painting on canvas because everybody else was, so why add to that conversation? So I was painting on cardboard and maps and skateboards and just all this other kind of stuff. And I was using like all kinds of acrylic and house paint and stuff. And then the one thing that they don't tell you about in art school is oops paint. And you can go to like all the hardware stores and somebody's painted their kitchen yellow and doesn't like that color of yellow. Now it's an oops paint and you can get a gallon of yellow paint for $5. So it's just like, oh my God, why didn't they tell you that back in the. So a lot of it is it's just mixed. It's all kind of mixed medias and pens and graffiti pens and things like that. So I have to, that I did. We've been doing murals for all the different elementary schools in LA and stuff. We've been going around, and one of them that they did, it was really great, was this school, and it was a big long wall, and each artist had like maybe 10 feet or something. I can't remember, and you were supposed to paint like a landscape, like paint a city or something, and then when you were done everybody was going to add, like if you had painted something, you could come put people in mind or animals or whatever, because it was trying to show kids that like, oh, you can go anywhere, right? Well, it was really close to Watts Towers. And Beth and I, in Texas accent, so WATTS and TIRE or TOWERS. And so I painted Watts Towers because it's right there where all the kids could go see it. But then I started worrying that like, well, maybe it might just look like some crazy, LSD amusement park or something to be kind of, and literally for some reason I was like all the teachers' favorite person that was there. And I had a big, huge beard at the time. And like one of them had brought their grandmother and it was really, and he didn't know what I was, just told you guys kind of thing. And he goes, Grandma, what's that? And she looks over and she goes, Watts Towers. And I just went, yeah, I got it. Cause it was like, But yeah, I've kind of done that. I've done pets too. Beth really loves it when I do like pets and stuff. So yeah, yeah. It started with people that like, like John Coltrane and Jim Thorpe, and things that really influenced me. But now it's just turned into this huge because people are asking, and I'm learning about more stuff, and it's just the vocabulary has gotten a whole lot bigger. So it's like it just kind of never stops. So which it shouldn't. So yeah. I hadn't really ever thought about that. I probably, I don't know. I don't know if I probably don't really use tans or things like that much, but I don't know. I haven't really ever thought about it. So, yeah, I can't think of any. No, I don't know. Yeah, all sound and all colors valid. So there you go. Yeah. This is a long story. You'll get used to long Tim stories with me, like the. Um, so people that don't know about the bands that I was in, like I've been in a bunch of different bands and I've recorded a whole bunch of bands and all this kind of stuff. And so Eric is a teacher in LA in the schools. And Eric is kind of a little bit of a jokester, kind of like he likes to pull stuff on you and not let you know and kind of surprise you, right? So when he first met me, he didn't know anything about the bands. And so he just saw the art and was like, hey, do you want to do projects with the kids and come do me? And I was like, yeah, sign me up, of course, kind of thing. And so then he found out from all the people there, oh my God, you got too many. So he found out about the bands. So he decided he was going to teach all the kids two big boy songs and surprise me, right? So he had Mike Watt, Ray Barbie, and I'm trying to think who was drumming. Philly guy from the skate. Shit, I can't believe I can't think of his name. Yeah, Chuck Trees. And so I thought they were going to play jazz. I was like, oh my God, they're kind of. And they set up right in front of the big, huge mural that I'd done for them at that school. And I got behind them because I was going to take pictures of the kids, kind of because I'm always taking. I love photography too a whole lot, and all of a sudden they went into no, but it was so out of context that I was like, oh no, they're playing Black Flag kind of thing. And so I went outside to where the crowd was, and I was kind of just kidding around doing this, and people are all taking pictures, and all these people are there, and I'm like, and I turn around and I see Watt just kind of look like this and grin, and I listened. And I went, oh my God, kind of thing. So to hear a bunch of fourth graders singing, "My head's about to bust. If something doesn't happen, I'm going to blow." It's just like, oh my God, like what? And then they went into fun, 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 right? So after that year, all the kids wanted to do music. So Eric now, every time we just put to like I think the first time we did Everyday People, which was really great. And then we did this crazy free jazz thing. And what we do is like, we just kind of circle the kids. And all these people are playing. It's really great. Like Fred Armisen was there. There's all these different people will come and play. And, uh, and it's super, super emotional because you don't realize that most of these kids, they don't have this stuff at all. And they don't. And I remember the first time we did it, like I literally just handed my guitar to some kid. And then the friend of mine that was here, Mark, who's here, he's passed, but he's definitely here. He handed his guitar to this little girl because the little girl had told him that my uncle says that he's got a guitar and I might be able to play it this summer. So he hands it to her. It's like playing. And then Beth saw this, like she literally handed it back and just went on her knees and was crying. And all the little kids were around her kind of hugging. I mean, it was really pretty freaking emotional. And, but now we've done it every freaking year. We've done, yeah. Well, because we'd already done it 3 or 4 times, and I decided I'm going to get him back, for like doing that to me with the big boys thing. So we were going to have Ian come, and we were this close. Like I was telling Ian all about it and stuff, and he was going to come, and the idea was going to be that we're not going to tell Watt, we're not telling anybody that Ian's coming. And what we're going to do is like the day of the thing, when you come into the school, here we come with Ian, and we're just going to go up to Eric and just like, oh, Eric, did you meet Ian? Yeah, kind of thing, just to like really. But Ian, it was his dad's birthday, so he couldn't do it that weekend. So yeah. Uh, there's there's has been people that I've met and I've known that I've done, and then there's been people that have seen, seen themselves and stuff like that. But I don't know if I've got anybody up here right now. Spider Martin, his daughter, that's a crazy story, and it kind of just shows you that all of us, when you put something out there, you don't have a freaking clue what can happen next after that kind of type thing. So literally what happened was I had a show in Birmingham, and I usually try to do, at least somebody or more people, like I did Opalee here, that are from here, because you're kind of hoping somebody's going to come into this room and see the show that either knows that person or was there when that happened, or knows the history or whatever. And then here we go. There's a whole bunch more stories, and it isn't just, oh, cool art anymore. It kind of, so I did Spider Martin, and because I knew his daughter was there, I had friends that knew her, and I was thinking, well, if she shows up, I'm going to give it to her. If she, art's so subjective, but if you really like this, it's your dad. Here, celebrating your dad, take it. It's yours, kind of type thing, right? She didn't show up the first. We're really good friends now, but she didn't show up the first time. But the guy that has all of his negatives that are in the Smithsonian and all that, he showed up, and I didn't have a clue, like what. And he came up to me and he was going, "Is there any possible way you would trade for some prints, kind of thing?" And I was just like, "Man, that's kind of crazy, kind of deal." And I'm thinking in my mind, like, "Oh man, if she shows up, I want her to have it." But man, prints, that's pretty crazy, kind of. So I said, "Yeah." And the very first thing out of his mouth that was so great was just like, "This will be the best Christmas present for her ever." And I just went like, and I got like all that, and now we're really good friends and stuff. So yeah.